Hey there! Did you know Kroger always gives you savings and rewards on top of our lower-than-low prices? And when you download the Kroger app, you'll enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons. And don't forget fuel points to help you save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. Want to save even more? With a Boost membership, you'll get double fuel points and free delivery. So shop and save big at Kroger today. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Thanks for choosing this free Anfield Index podcast. If you'd prefer to listen to this or any of our other shows without adverts, then now's the time to check out Anfield Index Pro. With AI Pro, you can supercharge your entire listening experience. You'll not only get all of our podcasts without the ads, but you'll have them far faster with our Quick Publish feature available exclusively for subscribers. AI Pro also puts you in the heart of our sound studio, with an option to listen to many of our shows live and interact with the podcasters in real time as the shows are recording. Upgrading couldn't be easier. AI Pro is available on all popular podcast platforms, and we have our own apps for Apple and Android. Just head on over to AnfieldIndexPro.com and get started today.
Hello and welcome to Daily Red, your lunchtime catch-up on all things Liverpool FC. And unfortunately, not your daily reminder that the Reds are top of the league because we are second on goal difference to Arsenal after yesterday's atrocious result, atrocious performance and slip-up. You know, there's no other way to really look at it. Look, United are terrible. That's the be-all and the end-all of it. I don't care to hear about rivalries and stuff. They're terrible. And we went there and dominated the first half to a remarkable extent, having 15 shots, I think 4 on target, to 0. To them parking the bus and not really trying to play. And we had really good chances in the first half and should have been 2 or 3 up by the time half-time rolled around. We did go 1 up through Luis Diaz, and it's a nice goal. Well worked off the corner. But Mo missed a great chance. Szoboszlai missed a really good chance. Darwin missed a chance. Szoboszlai missed another chance. It just felt like it was going to be one of those days. It really did. But we were so dominant. It was like the cup game all over again. And in that cup game, we knocked lumps out of them and then threw the game away. And yesterday we did exactly the same thing. Jarrell Quansah plays a poor pass square on the halfway line. Kelleher has moved into a strange position to make himself available for a pass. He doesn't need to be there. He could be 10 yards further back and more central, and he's still available to Quansah for the pass because there's nobody between them. But Quansah decides to play the ball to Virgil and doesn't put enough on it. And in situations like that, if you're going to play that square ball, you overhit it. You don't underhit it. But the right ball was the ball back to Kelleher. But unfortunately, he makes the wrong option and then plays a poor pass. And credit to Bruno Fernandes. Like, it's outrageous to hit it first time from there and score. But Kelleher, I think his positioning is really questionable here. And the more I watch it, the more I think there's a bit more of the blame to go on you. Like, it is Quansah's fault, obviously, but there's more of the blame to go on Kelleher than I initially thought. As soon as Quansah hits that ball, you can tell it's not reaching Virgil. And Kelleher needs to be on his bike and moving. But if he just starts off in a more sensible position, Bruno's shot is harmless. Absolutely harmless. There's a real low trajectory on it. If he stood back on the edge of his box, he can just catch it. 2 steps left and catch it. Now, as it is, he did try and save it, which would have been a red card because he was outside his box. Still, he was still outside his box. Goes in, 1-1. You think, okay, well, they're still crap. They've just scored a freak goal. If the forwards do their job, we win this game comfortably. The forwards didn't do their job. We continued to miss chances. And then they go 2-1 up. Kobe Mainoo, really good finish. Take nothing away from the player. But how has he allowed that much time and space in our box? I know Curtis is just on the pitch, but he needs to be a lot closer. Cannot be giving someone that type of time and space to take a touch, turn and shoot in our penalty area without any pressure on the ball. Great finish. We're 2-1 down. Then we found a bit of urgency because Harvey Elliott came on. And Harvey was really good. And he gets us back into the game by winning a penalty. Lots of crying about the penalty from United fans. When you watch the replay, watch the left knee of Aaron Wan-Bissaka and the right foot of Harvey Elliott. That's all you need to watch. The left knee and the right foot. And that will then explain why it's a penalty. And then just watch Harvey's foot as it carries on. Watch the left knee and the right foot. You don't need to see anything else. Just those two body parts. Wan-Bissaka's left knee, Harvey Elliott's right foot. Watch Harvey's right foot the entire time. Till the end. It's a clear penalty. Mo, who'd had a stinker, steps up and scores. And it is 2-2. At that point, there were, including the stoppage time, there were to be 14 more minutes. They looked more dangerous in that time than we did. It's almost like we settled for the draw. Now, it's not the end of the world. The meltdown. Oh, it's over. The title's over. Grow the fuck up. Grow the fuck up. How is it over with 7 games left? Level on points with Arsenal, a point ahead of City. How is it over? This is still our title to win, in my opinion. Now, I have said all along, I think it's City's to lose. But I think if we go and win 6 with a draw over our last 7 games, I think we'll win this league. Because I think City will win 6 with either a draw or a defeat away to Spurs. So 6 and a draw will have us finish ahead of them. And I think Arsenal will drop points in multiple games. They've got Villa, which is really tough. Chelsea at home. Chelsea have played them really well. Chelsea outplayed them earlier this season. Chelsea have done well against City. Similar styles of play. Pochettino seems to know what he's doing against those type of teams. Not against anybody else, but against those type of teams. So that's a tough game. Wolves away is tough. They've got to play Spurs away. That's really tough. I think they lose that one. And they have to go to Old Trafford. And United are crap. But United played them well early in the season. And if not for a really, really shoddy refereeing performance, United get out of there with a result. So don't underestimate United in that one either. That's 5 games where Arsenal could realistically drop points. And if they drop points once, their arses might go. The pressure is now all on them because they're top. And that's how it's going to be until the end of the season. The team who are top going into the weekend have all the pressure. They've never shown that they can deal with it. Now, in truth, neither have we, because the year we won the title, we won it at a canter. City are the only team who've proven that if it's a title race, that they can win it. They're the only team. And that's why I think it's theirs to lose. But it's absolutely there for us. We can finish above them just by winning our games. If we win our games, we are guaranteed to finish above City. Now, again, I think 6 wins and a draw is likely from our remaining 7. I'm not sure which game we'd drop points in. Villa away, maybe. West Ham away, maybe. The Ev, Fulham, I mean, they're tough. They're tough games. But we're more than good enough. We're better than all of these teams. So we should be able to go and win these games. And again, if we win all 7, we will win the league, because Arsenal are not going to go and win 7 games in a row. They're not winning these 7 in a row. If they do, fair play. Do you know? If they do, it's an outrageous achievement for them. But I don't think they will. On This is Anfield, there is plenty on yesterday. Kelleher's saving grace and another counter-attack wasted. We had a great counter-attacking opportunity yesterday. Dom leads the charge, plays it to Mo. Mo feeds in Diaz. Diaz cuts it across to Darwin. And Darwin tries to square it when he needs to cut it. He tries to square it or shoot, I don't know which. He just needs to cut it back, and Dom has a tap in. Now, there is positives for us right now. Alisson, Jota and Trent all due back in training this week. That's the best goalkeeper in the world, the best right back in the world, and our best finisher. Now, Mo's a better goal scorer, but Jota is a better finisher. And if we get one chance to win a game, I want it dropping to Diogo Jota over anybody else in the team. That's huge to get those 3 back. And they could well be back for Palace. Now, they probably won't start, obviously, but potentially back on the bench. Now, Alisson maybe comes in and starts because goalkeeper's a bit different, but Trent and Jota, if they've got enough days training behind them, could hopefully make the bench for Palace. If not for Palace, then for the game after, which is the Atalanta away leg. We've got a favourable week coming up with Atalanta at home and then Palace home. No travel, no concerns like that. Just 2 games back to back. Go and win them both. Ideally win the first one heavily. Then win the second one against Palace by whatever means necessary. 1 goal win will do. But if you win the first one heavily, you can rest some players in that second leg. If we can rest some players in that second leg, then we have everybody fit for the next league game. Fit and rested, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Harvey Elliott has said we have the team to win the league, so why can't we? He's absolutely right. Liverpool announced safe standing expansion for the entire COP. Liverpool have announced that the entire COP will have rail seating installed for the 24-25 season, following a phased installation throughout the ground. This is Joanna Durkin writing this piece. The club introduced rail seating ahead of the 21-22 season, and there are currently more than 12,000 rail seats across the COP and the lower Anfield Road end. After 3 phases of installation, the final phase of the COP will now see all remaining seats replaced to allow for safe standing in a part of the ground that is always on its feet. Work will begin after the conclusion of the season, and the club state is expected to continue into the first games of the new campaign. Access to seats will not be affected during the installation, and supporters whose seat will be changed to rail seating will be directly contacted by the club. Fantastic.
This podcast is sponsored by Monarch Money. Are you saving to reach your financial goals? Reaching those goals isn't just about getting more money, but by managing what you have. And the best way to manage your money? Monarch Money. Monarch Money is a new kind of finance app that's intuitive, powerful, ad-free, and takes the headaches out of budgeting. Try it free when you go to monarchmoney.com/podcast. Monarch puts all your accounts, investments, transactions, and finances at your fingertips. With a complete view of your finances, you'll gain insights on your spending and find new ways to save. Plus, Monarch lets you customize your dashboard, collaborate with your partner, set custom budgets and goals, and track your progress toward them. See why Mint users are turning to Monarch Money and loving it, and why the Wall Street Journal named Monarch Money the best budgeting app overall. Get a 30-day free trial when you go to monarchmoney.com/podcast. That's MONARCH money.com/podcast for your free trial. monarchmoney.com/podcast.
I don't need a VPN. I've got nothing to hide. This is what I used to tell myself before I hooked up with LibertyShield.com. Not only is my home internet now fully encrypted, but I can now access all the websites I want, whenever I want, and do so from absolutely anywhere. As a Liverpool fan, I love to know I can now watch every match, regardless of whether it's on UK TV or not. My Liberty Shield VPN makes sure nothing is blocked and guarantees me super fast streaming speed throughout that match. You can get connected right now with their software package, which includes a 48-hour no-obligation free trial and instant access to their apps for Apple, Android, Fire TV, PC, Mac, and Android TV. Or go a step further like I have and get one of their pre-configured VPN routers. These small but powerful devices allow you to easily connect every device in your home to VPN, making it the perfect solution for smart TVs, Mac boxes, and games consoles. Visit LibertyShield.com today and use coupon code AIVPN25 to get 25% off at checkout.
I think this is genuinely fantastic and should help further improve the atmosphere. I'd then like to see them do it for the entirety of the lower Anfield Road end. What else do we have here? Okay. Liverpool player ratings for yesterday. McAllister, the only player above 7. Seems a bit harsh on Virgil, who I thought had a good game. Let's see. Kelleher, 6.2. Bradley 6.1, Kwanzaa 5.4. Given a 3.9 by This Is Anfield readers, like that's nonsensical. He was not poor yesterday. He made one bad pass. But this is the issue with football. A defender makes one bad pass, someone scores a worldie, which is what it was, and their rating gets hammered. You get a forward player that has a poor game, but they score a goal and their rating goes real high. For example, FootMob, which is how a lot of people judge how a player has played. FootMob and SofaScore, those algorithm-based ratings. Salah and Diaz, 8.1. Both of them were terrible, but they scored. So they get these big bumps. Van Dijk 6.8, Robertson 6.4, Endo 6, Szoboszlai 6.1, Alexis 7.3, Salah 6, Diaz 6.9, Nunez 5.6. I'm not being funny, but some of them are stupid. Portuguese journalist claims Liverpool want Ruben Amorim deal this week. So Amorim himself has said he can't guarantee he'd be at Sporting. He's pretty much tipped his hand. He's not going to be at Sporting next season. Pedro Sepulveda has been at the centre of the updates. He claims the club hope to reach full agreement on the terms of the contract this week, with a meeting between Amorim's agent and Liverpool scheduled for today. Though there is some doubt over the reliability of his claims, it is worth keeping in mind he did help break Darwin Núñez and Luis Diaz deals in recent years. He actually didn't break the Luis Diaz deal. Pipe Sierra broke the Luis Diaz deal, the Colombian journalist. It makes sense right now to go for Amorim, but also to hold off on any type of announcement. And I'll come back to why. The piece here about the buyout clause, and of course, the spoofer with the catchphrase, Fabrizio Romano, has updates where he's literally just making it up as he goes along and copying what other people have said, because he doesn't actually have any idea what's going on. Why it makes sense to hold off on any announcement of Amorim, and this is why I don't think it will be announced until the end of the month or early next month. So Sporting at the weekend beat Benfica 2-1 to move 4 points clear at the top of the Portuguese league with the game in hand. So next up for them, they will play on Friday night. Now, obviously, Benfica play at the weekend as well. So likely both teams win, would be my guess. And that will mean Sporting stay 4 points clear. But then Sporting play their game in hand. Now, that is their opportunity to go 7 points clear. And remember, there's only 18 teams in Portugal. So Sporting beat Gil Vicente on Friday night. Benfica don't play till Sunday. Now, they're at home and they're at home tomorrow evening, so they should win. But that will be Sporting still 4 points clear. If they go and beat Famalicão, which they should do, Famalicão are 8th. Gil Vicente are 13th. So 13th and 8th in the next two games. To be fair, Benfica's game is tougher. Their opponent is 6th in the league. But they should still win. But that will be Sporting 7 points clear with 4 games left. Sorry, 5 games left. 5 games left. They play Vitória at home. In the same weekend, Benfica go to Farense. Benfica will beat Farense most likely. Sporting Vitória is tough, but they should still win at home. Then they'll be 7 points clear with 4 games left. Benfica play Braga, which is tough. Sporting have to go to Porto. That's potentially the game they could lose. So let's say they come out of that 4 points clear, 3 games left. They play Portimonense, who are 3rd from bottom at home. Then they play Estoril away. They are 5th from bottom. And then on the last day of the season, they should already have the title wrapped up, but they play Chaves, who will already be relegated. So their last 3, really favourable. If they have a 4-point advantage minimum going into that, could be 7, could be more. But you'd expect them to have minimum 4-point advantage going into that the last 3 games against 3 poor teams, 2 of which they're playing at home. So that would be the run starting the 5th of May, which means that after that game against Porto, which if they win, they'll retain their 7-point advantage. If they lose, they'll only be 4. It should still be comfortable enough for them. That's probably the time to announce it, if it is to be announced. But it's a very clear path to the title now for Sporting. The Porto game is tough, but it's Amorim. I'd expect him to go there and even get a draw, frankly, which would mean 5 points with 3 games left. I think they're going to win the league this year. They've got the cup final as well against Porto. That's a big one. And that game is That game is the 26th of May. Which means he could take over June 1st. Do you know? And that's what you want. You want him walking in the door as Jurgen walks out the door. If we land Edwards and him, we've done an incredible job. Really, we have. That is it for This Is Anfield. There's loads more, to be fair. Loads more there, to be fair. You can have a read of it yourself. Virgil, Jurgen saying it's our own fault that we lost the game. There's no real excuse for it. And they're right. There is no excuse for it. There's no excuse to not have beaten that team in 3 games this year. We had 100 shots. Thereabouts. 90 shots, maybe. I think it's 90 shots in the 3 games against United this season. 90. Scored 5 goals. Pathetic. Liverpool.com have an injury latest, so we'll have a look at that. Let's have a look at this as well. A supercomputer predicts Liverpool's title chances as Man City and Arsenal give a new advantage. Oddly complacent. We were complacent yesterday. We were arrogant yesterday. We got sloppy and we threw a game away that we should have won. Simple as that. Right, what do these have? Injury update. Let's see now. Right, Diogo Jota and Trent Alexander-Arnold to return to training this week. Now, there's no mention of Alisson there. But yeah, they are expected back. Oh, they're saying here, this is claiming that Alisson might not be back until the end of the month. Or the beginning of May. That's not ideal. I'd really like Alisson back now. Keller has done really well. I'd really like Alisson back now. Yeah, Jota and Trent, though, expected back this week and expected potentially be available for the Palace game. What's this supercomputer nonsense? Liverpool's title hopes took a blow. Salah equaliser. Okay. So, according to Opta's supercomputer, our chances of winning the league have dropped from 45% to 31.3%. Manchester City's have gone from 33.6% up to 39.7%. And Arsenal's went from 21.4 to 29. See, I just think that's nonsense because they're still playing the same schedule and it's still very hard. Like, I know they played Brighton, and I actually did think Brighton would get something off them. And if they had a real forward and not Danny Welbeck, I think they would have gotten something because they were the better team for much of the first half until Gabriel Jesus hurled himself on the ground, despite Terry Lamptey getting the ball. And weren't we told when Alexis McAllister got booted in the chest that Doku got the ball, so it wasn't a penalty? Seems odd. But, yeah, I mean, Danny Welbeck is trash, so it was an easy day for Arsenal in the end. Had João Pedro started, I think it's a different game because they were able to move through the middle of Arsenal very, very easily in that first half. Real Madrid rules out $217 million Liverpool transfer as manager snub could open door for Pep and Linders. So there was a lot of talk about Pep and Linders being the favourite for the job at Ajax, but apparently Graham Potter was actually the favourite for the job, but has turned it down. And seemingly now Linders is one of the others on the short list, so he could potentially get that job. This transfer nonsense is just about Vinicius Jr., a player we were never, ever going to be signing. And apparently Real aren't interested in selling, which, they're not interested in selling the best left winger in the world. So there's a surprise for everybody. Amram agreement could save Liverpool millions. Again, it's more spoof from Romano. Thiago Motta allegedly has reached an agreement to become the manager of Juventus. That's disappointing. That is disappointing. A very, very talented manager. Very excited to see what he does with Juve. But I was really hoping he'd take Bologna into the Champions League and see what they could do at that level, especially with a bit more money. But look, it's understandable. It's Juventus. It's the same thing as if, let's say De Zerbi got Brighton into the Champions League, but we came calling. Like, you would understand him leaving Brighton to join us rather than saying, oh, well, I'm going to do a Champions League run here. And then next year I'll figure it out, because that job is gone and he might not get the opportunity anytime soon. So it's understandable that he'd make it, but it is just a bit disappointing because Bologna have been actually far more fun than I expected them to be. We'll check out Anfield Watch in case Sam Maguire has written anything that's worth, well, everything Sam writes is worth a read, but you might not be aware of it. There's a piece by Henry Jackson about Mo Salah and his poor performances, and he has been in poor form of late. Another former Liverpool star dazzles in the dugout. Mind-blowing shot stat that sums up Liverpool's wastefulness against Manchester United. Piece about Amorim. Piece about Harvey saying, why can't we win the title? Sam Maguire is slacking. There's nothing by Sam today, which disappoints me. On to AnfieldIndex.com. Virgil saying the draw felt like a defeat. It did to all the rest of us, Virgil. Jamie Carragher decided to have a go at Darwin. Partially deserved for yesterday. But, I mean, Salah was crap. Diaz was crap. There's others to have a look at there as well. Piece about Dave Davis talking about the Quansah mistake. Neil Jones had a lot of words of praise for Harvey Elliott. There is a Media Matters podcast up today, which is David Lynch, Monday lunchtime. There is post-match Raw after yesterday, where we tried to be upbeat. We couldn't be upbeat, and by the end, we were all in the horrors. If you want something more lighthearted, Trev and Lisa Marie, the AIP episode 383 from Friday night. There is a new Scouser Tommies. If you haven't heard it, go and listen to that. And there is a new Minefield, which is an absolute belter, as it always is. So go and listen to all of those, read what's there, and have yourself a pleasant Monday. Bye-bye.
We hope you enjoyed listening to this Anfield Index show. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel so future podcasts find their way to your device automatically. There's nothing quite like fan engagement, and we'd love to know what you think of anything discussed on this show. The best way to get in touch is over on our free Discord community, where both podcasters and listeners debate the hottest LFC topics 24/7. Sign up free now at AnfieldIndex.com/Discord. You won't regret it. You can also follow us on Twitter at Anfield Index and find us on Facebook by searching for Anfield Index. Oh, and before you go, we'd love it if you could leave us a 5-star review on your favourite podcast app. It only takes a couple of seconds, and it means the world to the people who create these free shows.
Sports Social Podcast Network.